Good evening, everyone. I'm your host Sandeep Kamboj, founder and CEO Radiocord Technologies, and very welcome to this webinar. In this webinar, we'll be discussing about the RFID NFC tag and the upcoming marketing strengths for these two technologies. The agenda of today's webinar will be RFID, NFC, and the market growth for these two technologies. RFID. RFID stands for radio frequency identification. This is one of the technology which everybody has touched so far. If you take a generic example of any shopkeeping unit who's keeping the clothes, or any retail store who's keeping the clothes, we have our RFID tag on almost each cloth to get the inventory managed using these RFID things. The complete system comprises of the RFID tag on each item that is recorded by a radio frequency identification reader. We also call it RFID reader, and this data is being stored using the software to our network cloud system. Now, coming to the classification of RFID tag, the RFID tags are classified in majorly three different categories: the active RFID tags, the passive RFID tags, and the battery assisted passive RFID tags, namely called as BAP. Active RFID tag. Active RFID tags are of a good amount of range, and they are being active by an external source of power to the tag chip. The passive RFID tag are not comprises of any kind of external power source, but are being powered up by the RFID readers from their RF signals. The battery assisted or BAP passive RFID tags have a good amount of range, and this range is achieved by powering up these tags from an external battery source. So for any enhanced memory capacity, or for any enhanced range, we used BAP RFID tags. Passive RFID tags are mainly utilized where we don't have enough space or enough battery or a power externally externally available, where we use these passive RFID tags. Active RFID tags are, as I mentioned, powered up by external source. The applications are wide, and they are mainly used for great amount of data storages. Now, coming to the types of RFID technology, we have the three different types of RFID technology. We bifurcate them on the basis of frequency range. We have the low frequency RFID technology, we have a high frequency RFID technology, and we have an ultra high frequency RFID technology. The differences in the frequency is major. So when we talk about the low frequency RFID, we have the operating range from 30 kilohertz to 300 kilohertz. When you talk about the high frequency, the ranges between 3 megahertz to 30 megahertz. And when you come to the ultra high frequency RFID systems, the ranges between 300 megahertz to 3 gigahertz. The applications are even diversified. So when we talk about low frequency RFID, the applications are normally the livestock maintenance. When we talk about high frequency RFID, they are mainly used in the payment methods. And when we talk about the ultra high frequency, they are being used for the inventory tracking in a supply chain and other manufacturing or other industries. Next, we have the potential of RFID's wireless data exchange. So wireless data exchange, we know the successful data transmission from the radio signal from the tag to the system. That's what we achieve in RFID as a wireless data exchange. We achieve contactless identification. We do achieve rapid and reliable communication, which is highly less laggy, and we also achieve a versatile application using the RFID technology. Heading towards the application of RFID technology, and this could be portrayed in many businesses. So we have the manufacturing unit, in which we need the productivity and we need the safety in the manufacturing industry, where we deploy our passive RFID tags to be taken care of whatever be going over the belt or over the machines, we can keep track of everything. That will actually enhance the productivity and will also contribute towards the safety in manufacturing industries. If we talk about the library automation, we can have tag on the book set, on the bookshelves, and this way we can manage the inventory of books and can achieve higher productivity for the library staff. When we talk about the supply chain specifically, we can have the tags as a complete asset system that can actually track the item or the product or the boxes being labeled with the RFID tag that we can monitor in our system and can manage the whole inventory movement around the supply chain. When we talk about the IT asset and tracking, we can use RFID to get access to various IT equipments, the laptops, the access to different machines and servers. So that can be achieved with this wireless RFID technology. The service and the warranty authorization, that's another industry in which we can incorporate RFID and make the effective use cases that can help us achieve higher productivity and great amount of inventory in that case. Now this next technology, which is very near to the RFID, is NFC, near field communication. On the right hand side in our slide, we can see how this NFC controller or an NFC device incorporates this technology inside it. So on the baseline we have an NFC controller. On the top we have the baseband, on which we have the service and application layer. Top on it we have the NFC interfaces, and we have the NFC application running over it. Near field communication is close to RFID, but the differences are in the range, and that range and the accessibility and the response time and the frequency make it very different from RFID, and we have different use cases and different applications that contribute to the great amount of use cases for NFC tech in the businesses and in the industries and in personal space as well, especially for the payments. So that's we're gonna learn over the next slides. History of NFCs. So in 1983, the great guy Charles Walton invented and submitted the first patent for the RFID as an abbreviation. So we all know about this. Later 2004, the Nokia and Philips has submitted first near field communication form. That there the technology headed towards the application set for NFC. 2011 was the time when the first mobile phone from Nokia, which with the number 6131, was the first time Nokia introduced NFC in its phone. Later in 2010, Samsung's coming up with the Nexus S series with the first Android NFC phone, and the Symbian was obviously the choice of Nokia to introduce later NFC on its phone. In 2015, Apple adapted the NFC in its iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus, and later in 2018 onwards, iPhone 8 and later all versions. In today's world, we have the NFC inside all iPhones. Okay. So we have the guidelines for NFC application here. So when we talk about the guidelines which are to be globally adopted, so what we need is a faster transmission time. We need a fast access over the NFC, because especially we are targeting NFC for the contactless payments. We need this technology to be integrated with the existing payment methods. We need to keep an eye and be aware of all the securities and the privacy, so that this technology must incorporate. We need to look at how the regularity and all payment regularities and other regularities being followed by this technology. We need a faster switching time between the reader and the writer and all other ecosystem where we incorporate this NFC technology. Here we have in this slide about the application of NFC. So we have a very wide range of the use cases for NFC. So in the mid you can see this device which seems like a cell phone, has NFC inside, and we can use this technology for ticketing. We can use this technology for loyalty and membership to get access to different doors where we enjoy our memberships. We can have it on the retail store, on other spots in the retail market, in the commercial market for contactless payment. We can use it for transit between different vehicles. We can use it to subscribe to the to different platforms, to log in into different websites, or use it over the web. We can use it for a physical access to get entry into personal spaces. We can use it for the attendance, for time, for time and calendar, for attendance to get attended by the the best use case. If I talk about attendance, as the attendance machines, we use NFC. We give this to the employees and they can get access to the offices and other private locations. So identification is one of the biggest top of the line the use case that we see for the NFC as on the commercial aspect. Now we have NFC mobile application use cases. So we just have seen that we can use it for the gate pass access between the stations and airports. We can use it for transit between the vehicles. We can use it for office access. The entrance or the door access can be managed. We can also use it for our laptops or machine access. We can use it inside store, restaurant, and other commercial places to make contactless payments. We can use it for theater to get access to the theater or stadium as an entry card. So we have a wide range of use cases, and we have a wide range of applications for NFC. Now the NFC, talking about the benefits, and we just drilled down to a few points here. It's intuitive, it's security ready, it's versatile, it's technology enabling, it's interoperable, it's it's inherently very secure, it's open and standard based. So that's really the beauty of NFC is. Okay, so now this NFC and RFID together. So we just to give you a real picture of the commercial aspect of RFID and NFC. So we have barcodes, we call it wireless barcode. So we have smart cards, we call it wireless smart cards. So that's, and the wireless barcodes obviously be incorporated with RFID inside, and these wireless smart cards are coming up with the NFC inside. So very good comparison between the NFC and RFID. So we call it NFC versus RFID and versus the Bluetooth. So we have a beauty coming in. So when we talk about NFC, so it's the setup time. It's less than 1 millisecond. Same for RFID, and the setup time for the Bluetooth is approximately 6 seconds. When we talk about the range, the range for NFC is up to 10 centimeters, and it's probably good for RFID, which is 3 meters, and Bluetooth, we all know it can capture up to 30 meters. Now we talk about the usability of this. So NFCs are human-centric, the RFIDs are item-centric, and Bluetooth is always, we all know, we use it for data, so it's data-centric medium. Security is quite high for NFC, it's relatively good for RFID, and for Bluetooth, it's not so secure if we compare it with the RFID and NFC. So yeah, we are also use cases. We are also it's contactless payment. It's very easily usable, And RFID is for item tracking, and Bluetooth we all know we do network, we have devices to run over Bluetooth, so that's where we use the Bluetooth. Consumer experience, it's NFC is touch, it's simple, and RFID is something that you can use to get information. And if we talk about the Bluetooth, the consumer experience is always coming directly to the to the devices, electronic devices, the wireless devices that we use. Okay, coming to the marketing strengths, NFC tag shipment. We have a good bar chart here for forecasting and to see what happened in the past and where we are right now for NFC tag being used in the shipment. So it was quite high. It was almost 250 million in use in 2016, and the data now coming up is lower than that. But if we see the projection, it was going down, and now it is coming up. So we're gonna have good projection in upcoming 2024 for the same case of usage of NFC in shipment. Alright, so we have a good US payment method study that the data that we analyzed. So we compared the card usage and the smartphone payment usage. So it's a big market, I should say. So data speaks, to what was in 2020. It was quite low. It's almost coming double in 2030. So it's a very high and very good projection that we have here for this contactless payment method. Now the global contactless payment market, so we compared different industries, talking about retail, talking about transportation, talking about healthcare, hospitality, and other industries. So we have a huge capacity coming up in the retail industry, and then transportation, and then healthcare. So it's a kind of big market that we can explore and that we can really developed in this contactless payment. Future of NFC. So we have already seen good projections. So in future, if we really speak about this contactless payment, another means of use of this NFC and RFID. So we have NFC SIM cards coming up. We're gonna have controllers with inbuilt integrated NFC, and we're gonna have SIM card with NFC payment solution, and we're gonna have new type of NFC with great the distance and the great amount of data storage. Okay, so last but not the least, we have this slide as the last, and after this slide I really welcome your questions. You just post your questions, whatever your query is. And I just wanted to mention a small thing here that we are Radiocord Technologies. We build NFC tag readers, we build RFC tag readers, we build solutions, we build handheld solutions, we build wristwatch solutions, we build tags, we build readers. So if you have any requirement or you need to know more about these two technologies, so we're gonna help you in that. Okay, so coming to this slide, which is NFC mobile business opportunity. So this is the business opportunity in the upcoming era for the NFC, and I do mention this is for the RFID technology as well. So for the business opportunity in the era of contactless, the contactless payments or any mode of technology that we can use in contactless payment. So we have users, we have chip manufacturers, we have service providers who have the opportunity to use, build, and provide services using this contactless NFC and RFID technology. The key functionalities will also cover the trusted service managers and the mobile network providing companies that can also contribute in the market for these contactless payments. And the ecosystem also contains the handset manufacturers. So that's all for today's webinar. Hope you enjoyed this, and I was your host Deep Kamboj, hosting this webinar. Thank you so much, and I'll be welcoming your questions, and I'll be putting to each individual the emails with answers to your questions. Thank you very much.